Real FM.
This is
Real FM Radio. Real FM. Real FM Radio. We interrupt the music to bring you this special bulletin. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Heard on every block. Playing on every street. And jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
When you're doing it, you gotta be careful.
on. It's only vice and corruption that's going on. Staying alive, trying to survive, that is how it is today. So as you go along your way, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Where you go when you're walking. You got to be careful. What you say when you're talking. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, careful.
This is
Real FM Radio. Real FM. Real FM Radio. We interrupt the music to bring you this special bulletin. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Heard on every block, playing on every street, and jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
Sponsor of many cultural activities within the island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matterson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pittimatney Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
50 years as an independent nation. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Bank on a bright future with Co-op Bank as we celebrate more than 50 years of partnership with Grenadians. Aspire, build, and advance with 100% financing to buy land, purchase or build your home, or make those much-needed home upgrades. No loan fees, no legal fees, low interest rates. And that's not all. 100% financing on brand new vehicles with 50% off loan fees. Celebrate you this year with special financing from Co-op Bank. Apply today.
Welcome home.
Become a leak finder. Check for leaks in and around your home. Common places for leaks in the home are kitchen pipes, below kitchen sinks, shower heads, bathroom faucets, toilet tanks, and laundry rooms. One drip every second adds up to 5 gallons per day.
A message from the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada, G-Cruise Project.
This is
Real FM Radio. Real FM. Real FM Radio. We interrupt the music to bring you this special bulletin. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Heard on every block, playing on every street, and jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. The WORLD. Hey, folks. How you doing? Stick with us. I'll be right back.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share.
So I'm cool. How are you?
To swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do.
This is Real FM Radio.
You gotta be careful.
Broadcasting to all our listeners who are online and those, of course, who are able to access the YouTube channel at this particular point in time.
What you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care.
Blessed morning to every single one of you.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move,
It's good to know that you're there.
which direction you going. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, careful.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say?
Hi, hello. What's up? What's popping? What's good? Me, I'm fine. Really and truly, I'm fine. I'm really, really good. Well, put it this way. I believe that I'm good, but the doctors may tell you different. That, no, he ain't that good. As a matter of fact, you'll be saying that you're good too, and the doctors will say to you, nah, you ain't that good. So let me take this opportunity to say to all those who are online, listening on the website, top of the morning to you. Thank you so very much for choosing Real 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Those of you who are listening online. To those, well, if you can find someone who usually listens to our terrestrial broadcast, we are not back on terrestrial as yet. As a matter of fact, we have no idea as to what happened, what would have taken place up in the mountains, not as yet. Maybe sometime today, tomorrow, we might get an idea of what took place. So we're still like with hands up in the air, don't know, being very apprehensive about it right now. But in any way, we'll keep chugging on. Whatever the adversity that may come our way, we know that together, meaning you and me, you and Real FM, we can do it, irrespective of what. So let me take the opportunity to say good morning to, let me look at and see. All right, so, we have a call already coming in, you know. Let's see who that call is. Yeah, we have a call already coming in. Let's see who that caller is. Oh, hello, good morning.
Hey, morning, Guru.
What's up, big guy?
What's up with you? I realize you back up and running, man.
Well. Put it this way. Real FM will take up a couple of blows, but we can't stay down, can we? We can't afford to stay down. We can, take a licking and just keep on kicking.
Because during the couple of days straight, like everywhere I move, people want to know when you guys will be back up.
Yeah, I understand. But here's what though. Let me let listeners, those who are able to listen, they'll be knowing that via online or online presence, that is what we're using right now. So we, those who are able to go onto our website and listen, they can listen, and those who are able to listen via our YouTube channel can listen. As it relates to terrestrial radio, Carl, I have no idea. I spoke to our engineer yesterday, and he hadn't gotten a chance to go up to Grande Tang as yet. But he did say that he spoke to Padam. Padam is with Labe One. He's the owner of Labe One FM. And Padam did indicate to him that on his visit there, he did not see any damage to the tower, meaning the tower that holds the antennas up. He did not see any damage to the tower. So I guess the engineer may get some time today to be up there, because he's also one of the engineers for NADMA. So he's been really tied up, for the past couple of days. So I don't know what's going to be this situation, because as you know, NADMA must be first, and we have absolutely no qualms about that. NADMA must be first, and as soon as he gets a chance, I know. And then the other challenge is, how difficult is it now to go up to Kubla?
That'll be difficult.
Do we have a lot of trees? Well, I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Grand Lake more than likely will be the first ones to get up there. And then once we get power on the hill and there's no damage, then it's all a go. So how are you, my brother? How are you? Tell me.
I'm good for now, man.
What did the
my location during the weather was only some water, but really kind of flooded the yard where I was. But apart from that, I didn't suffer any damage.
Okay. Oh, let me also let our listeners know that those who are going to be trying to call us via landlines, we do not have our landlines available at this particular point in time. They're down, and we'd have to wait until Flo can do some work on that for us, because we don't have landlines at this particular point in time. So if anybody would want to contact the studio, of course they do what you're doing right now. Call us on 442-0175, and that is WhatsApp only. 442-0175, WhatsApp only. That's the only how you'll be able to reach us here. Other than that, my phone is available, but it doesn't mean that I'll be here all the time, and you may want to speak to someone who's here and not necessarily me. So, but 442-0175, that should get you to the studio. So yeah, Carl, you say you only got some water damage, is that it?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Have you been able to have a scout around in any particular area in St. Andrew? Hello?
Yeah, I made a little scout around, and there was some trees, most areas, some trees.
Okay, your voice is drifting.
What's up your side? How up your side is looking right now?
Well, the destruction is far-reaching, and I say this. So let me try to. I was not around for Hurricane Janet, but I heard about Hurricane Janet, and from what I heard, Janet was both wind and water. I was around for Hurricane Ivan, and Hurricane Ivan, in most part, was about wind, ferocious winds. Emily was a water girl. This one, Beryl, was wind, and not as much water as we would have had in the past with some Emily. Now, Carl, when you look at it, there are areas. For instance, if you in the Madays area, you know where we call Canny Gap, that road to go up in Snell Hall, the concrete road to go up in Snell Hall?
Yeah.
If you stand there and you look towards the east, you would believe that somebody passed with a chainsaw and just cut the tops of the trees off, and just cut a top of every tree off. Just that. Now, on behind you, which is where where the gym is at, where they have the gym, there's a mango Ceylon tree there. And Carl, it's like the wind didn't pass there, because the tree is still loaded with Ceylon mangoes. So you ask yourself, hey, what the hell did happen here? In the Madays area, which is where I live, there wasn't much damage on the main, but I was speaking to a young lady yesterday, and I think she told me that she lost her kitchen and she had some other roof damage. But she lives up a bit on the hill. So there's been a bit of damage in the Madays area. There's one
Liver area.
Liver area, that is, I have not been there. I think that the Prime Minister may be ahead of me on that one. I have not been there. So I can only speak hearsay, and based on speaking to Kenny Lal Singh, who has a direct view into where you call John John.
Yeah,
Kenny has indicated to me that the John John area has been devastated. That area has been devastated.
I had a conversation with a couple of persons from that area, and the picture they painted is very, very bleak.
Yeah. My greatest concern, Carl, at this time, my greatest concern at this time is people who live, and I have said it before, so that is why I have no qualms in saying it again. People who live in Grenada have no idea of what took place in St. Patrick. And I say that straight up, and I'm not joking about it. I've never joked about it, and I'm not joking about it again. People who live in Grenada...
Based on the conversation on social media, I endorse your statement.
Yeah, they have no idea of what as a matter of fact, to some, St. Patrick does not exist. And I say that straight up. To some, St. Patrick does not exist. It is... Yeah, it is mind-boggling as to the extent of the destruction that took place in Carriacou and PD Martinique. It is mind-boggling. I mean, no one would have expected something like that to happen. And when I spoke to Hubert White, and he said to me, he says, one of the things, Andre, is that, remember, it is said that the eye of the hurricane would pass over Carriacou. He says, and what would happen is that Carriacou would just get, he said, to put it in layman terms, Carriacou got 2 bites of the cherry. They got the front, and then they got the back. He said they would get it in front.
Union Island to Union Island literally flat.
There you go. There you go.
If you have 1,000 houses in Union, maybe only 5 what they know.
Okay.
Imagine the airport and all them kind of things, I'm gone.
Well, even in Carriacou, because I did see some footage as to when the Prime Minister landed with the helicopter. Even the our airport, Lauriston Airport at Carriacou, even that airport, I mean, there was no roof as far as I'm seeing there. There was no roof. So once there's no roof, that means it's gone, as far as I'm concerned. The walls, of course, standing, but there's no roof. And that is devastating.
With all of that, your view, what are the lessons we could learn from that?
The lessons to be learned is the same lesson you have to learn over and over and over again. It has to do with preparedness. And it has to do with leadership. Because if you don't have proper leadership, there's no way that you can be prepared. So irrespective of the fact that you may have a lot of resources, it doesn't really and truly make sense. Carl, you are into agriculture big time. And if you have the lands, which basically is the main resource when it comes to agriculture, you have the lands, you have the inputs, you have the implements to deal with the land to bring it to the stage where you can input. If you have all of that, Carl, and you are not a good manager, then you fail. You fail before you even start. As a good friend, hold on, as a good friend of mine did put it not too very long ago, if you don't have good management, then you'll be causing the M word to come into play, manje popot.
But the thing about it is, my thing is, we are that early in the season. I will ask you a lesson, because this thing could happen before the year end again. Don't want it to happen, don't wish it would happen. But the possibility of it happening before the year is finished is real. So that is the backdrop in which you ask what are the lessons learned or
But
like that.
it has to be preparedness, Carl. It can't be anything else. And leadership.
And in terms of going forward, because in the Carriacou and the St. Patrick's area, John and others, and in the Carriacou and Pittimatic area, aftermath building back has to have a plan, as you see, planning. In terms of relief, because you're hearing a lot of talk, I cannot confirm or deny, but you're hearing a lot of talk about selective relief, which is not a good thing to hear. What's your thoughts on that?
Carl, relief should be relief across the board. But if you were again to go back and look to the words of the Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, not too very long ago, he said, nepotism must exist. So he pointed to that.
Yeah.
And hence the reason why you will be having problems with relief now, because the Prime Minister indicated that, and he gave people the leeway to practice nepotism. No, boy, this thing, and I tell you this, Carl, people probably have to forgive me for stuttering and everything this morning because I still believe that I'm shell-shocked. I'm still not there.
A lot of us have to have some psychological evaluation after that event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do believe. I honestly do believe that. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind.
And there's also information again, Andre. And I'm saying these things I am not too for likes or whatsoever. Where politicians have or believe they could instruct the police. And this is a problem. Because if you remember, some time ago when the Attorney General spoke and indicated to the nation that she instructing FIU to investigate Mr. Scott, I after spoke about it and in Carriacou in particular here in the politicians to instruct the police. That's time like now. So I don't know who the powers that be, as you say, the Prime Minister spoke to nepotism. Because you see, you want a harmonious thing going forward. You don't want extra conflict and situation as is. Once I say that, I want to big up some those folks in Union
Carl, you're sounding muffled a bit. So just try to speak as clear as possible into that telephone, yeah? You're just sounding muffled a bit and we're struggling to hear you.
You hearing me better now?
That is excellent. That is excellent.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you're hearing about conflict where politicians trying to instruct or giving instructions to the police. And politicians ought not to directly instruct the police. If they have an issue, the police has a high command and let it run through the chain. And I was saying, I just wanted to big up some people in Union Island because I know there are persons listening right now. And let them know the journey begins and it wouldn't be easy. Starting over again gonna be rough. But I guess with the resilience of our people, we go make it out to the people of Carriacou and the people of John, like you say. And I don't want us to forget the people of St. Patrick's. Because they too went through the thing. Yes, so I say now, going forward, Andre, it takes all of us to make this thing happen and not selective some. Because when you listen to narrative of those persons now, you get the sense that they believe it could be done by some, and that is not a reality, Andre. What's your take on that?
Carl, the building back of any nation, and of course Grenada is included, the building back of any nation after a disaster rests again in the hands of the leadership. Carl, we can all be here and willing to do. And if the leadership does not get it right, it will not be done. And that is where our biggest
100.
That is where our biggest problem is. And I'll give you an idea of something that took place. Now, the administration prides itself as being on the ball from the get-go, being able to broadcast and yada 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 and let people know and having proper place for NADMA to hunker down. Bloody hell, Carl. That was not done in the past 2 years. That was done by the past administration. Because NADMA was housed at Fort Frederick. They're no longer housed at Fort Frederick. They have state-of-the-art in the Monjaloo area. So they were able to work from state-of-the-art facilities. And they made good use of them. Thank God. But here is another thing that happened, Carl. The administration, MIT Ministry, I think, took the lead on that. And they organized cleanup campaign. And the cleanup campaign was on Saturday and Sunday. And it's a brilliant idea. However, I have a couple reservations to go along with it. One, you have people who are still shell-shocked like myself. There are people who did not lose their roof, Carl. They didn't. The structure around them did not suffer. They didn't lose a nail. However, the force of that hurricane, what they went through, what they felt, what they heard, what they saw, because this thing was in daylight hours. And when it was finished and they're able to come out and realize that the latrine they're using behind the house is no longer hidden because the person on top of the hill can see right down through the door of the latrine simply because there are no trees around anymore blocking anything. Everything is, as they say, open sepulchre. You understand? I hope Mr. Cato knows this word, open sepulchre. So when he hears it in Parliament, he doesn't think there is a bad word. Now, that, Carl, going back to the cleanup, people still traumatized. And you are asking them to come out and clean up. While it is a good thing, I think it's wrong timing. That's just my opinion, of course. I just think it's a wrong timing. Good idea, brilliant idea, wrong timing in terms of getting people to come out and clean. Not that people didn't come out. I'm not saying that people didn't come out. However, it could have been a lot better. Because what the promo did was to ask people to put their stuff by the side of the road, and hey, that was not going to happen with any force, with any maximum authority. That was not going to happen. Nonetheless, it was said, it was done. Hey, here is the big one, which made me Very, very upset. Saturday morning, I'm down on the bus terminal because gotta go visit my girls, my Abby, my Christine, and what's the other one's name, Carl? You know, is he there or is he gone on me?
Yeah, I'm listening, man.
The other lady on the bus terminal. What's her name? Anyway,
but the last time I see her, she wasn't too well. And how's she doing now?
she's doing fine. But here's what happened to her on Saturday, Carl. Here's what happened, and this is very disturbing. The people who organized the National Cleanup Campaign, they knew that they were coming in St. Patrick. They knew that St. Patrick had to be cleaned up. And what Minister Andy Williams did was not first and foremost explore what are the resources available in Sateers. So what they did was bring in everything. So they brought in, Carl, a huge food truck, brought it in. And that food truck was parked on the terminal. So you had persons available serving food, trying to make a living on the terminal, and here comes a food truck, blam, parked in the terminal, and not only parked there, but parked there and blocking your friend, Carl. So nobody could see her business. Although she was opened for business, nobody could see it because this food truck is blocking it. She spoke to the owner of the truck, or the driver or whatever. Nobody bothered with her. They slammed door in her face and everything like that. She spoke to, and that's based on her telling me this. She spoke to Minister for Foreign Affairs, Parliamentary Representative for the constituency of St. Patrick West, Mr. Andel. She spoke to Mr. Andel and nothing was done, Carl. That truck remained parked in front of a place. Now here's my thing. There are close to about 7 places in St. Patrick that serves food on a daily basis. And by Saturday, after the hurricane on Monday, by Saturday, here's what. Most, if not all of them, were open for business. Most, if not all, were open for business by the Saturday. You did not have to take a food truck and pay that food truck thousands of dollars to come to Sateers, not to sell food, Carl, but to give food to the people who are working. Why didn't you put some boots on the ground to speak to these people who are operating, who are open for business, who are in the area that was hit, the worst hit area on the mainland, St. Patrick? Why don't you speak to these people and say, hey, I would like to have 200 breakfasts and I want them before 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right? And you split it between them. I would like to have 300 lunches and all lunches must be served by 12:30. And this is what I want and what can you give me in relation to these lunches? But no, you didn't do that. What you did was bring in your food truck. So what are you doing? There was an opportunity for you to empower. An opportunity for you to empower the people in the area that was worst hit on the mainland. And you did not empower them. What you did was empower people from Grenada. Because, to add insult to injury here, Minister Williams, all the people who were working with him on the terminal that I saw, who were working with him handling the liquid beverages, all the people who were working with him, Carl, okay, put it this way.
Adult beverages?
No, I don't think it was adult beverages. I don't think so. But the people who were working with him, I did not see anyone helping with the beverages in terms of icing up and packing the drinks and the water and whatever. I did not see anyone who was from the parish of St. Patrick, which tells me, Carl, that all these people came in, again, from Grenada to help in St. Patrick. And that is not good. I really, that upset me. The food cart upset me, and that one, it was telling me that we are no good. We can't do anything. And I hope and pray that Minister Andal and Minister Cornwall, I hope and pray that they take notice of this. I hope and pray that they took notice of that and realize that they too are being sidelined, Carl Caton.
And the MIT minister is the one that you're seeing on social media up and foremost in the St. Patrick's cleanup. So I ask myself the same question you're asking. Where are the representatives? Or where are the, we go back to what you say, where is the leadership in St. Patrick's area? And that is an instructive question to ask.
The leadership in St. Patrick's area is non-existent. It's sad to say. You know, I was told before the hurricane happened, I was told that the lights were going up without the knowledge of the representatives in St. Patrick's, and people wanted to hang me for that statement. However, based on what's happening now, I'm realizing that the statement that I was told was not an untrue statement. It really did happen. That these lights went up without knowledge. Or I must say, Carl, that I have not seen any one of the lights down, which simply means that they stood the test of a hurricane. Congratulations.
Yeah, but those who had the opportunity to see them made it.
Say that again, Carl.
I said those where I saw they made it. They did. So that is something that they could take some kudos for.
All right, but here's something, Carl, and I saw it, did not say anything to it, but here's someone who's viewing on the YouTube making the statement. And the person said, to begin their trend, they spoke to what I just spoke to in relation to not giving the people in St. Patrick an opportunity to make monies, to empower themselves. So they spoke to that, and then they added not to mention the newly printed T-shirts. And let me say this to Minister Williams.
I'm worried about that, you know.
Yeah, well, let me say this to Minister Williams. Minister Williams, if it proves to be correct, that you cause newly printed T-shirts to be done between Tuesday and Saturday, so that you and those who are working in your clique or in your grouping can have newly minted T-shirts. If that is correct, Minister Williams, then you have just proven to me that you're not as smart as people think you are. If that proves to be correct.
Andre, the same Minister Williams has promoted photos of houses he claimed that have been built from last Tuesday to now. that it was in a box and it just gonna rest it up. Everything is done now. That you see when I use the word selective relief, everything now is done for likes. And everything is the best. But to applaud a politician because he has built houses or in that context they clean up by using the public money is the same as congratulating the ATM when you go to take out your own money. So even if we add the t-shirt and thing, whose money is, because you see, yeah, we always say on Real FM, follow the money 100 and all.
Yeah.
And as we on money on, and I'm gonna.
You're gone again, Carl.
I say I'm gonna say it who vex, I don't care. Now, $530 million. This present administration has claimed they made the Treasury pregnant. 100 million from the Saudis. 1 billion in 23 months from CBI. That's what they tell us. They tell us the economies are the best. They tell us the IMF give them all kind of ratings. But when you listen to the Prime Minister and the way he crying for help, this something don't right somewhere in 100 on.
I'm listening to you, bro.
What and remember the contingency fund was 40% of whatsoever happens in the CBI. And you always hear Minister Gregory Bowen, Finance Minister, as he then was, said if something like what happened with Beryl should happen, the country would be in a position to sustain itself for 6 months. But how come in a matter of days, the best prime ministers, they say, crying like he don't have nothing left to sustain the state? Could you unpack that for me, Mr. Donald?
No. In relation to that, Carl, you're looking for us to dive into maths and to figures. And if you want these things to be unfolded, you need to speak to Keith Mitchell, not Andre Donald at all. I'm not going to dive into that. Just to say that I did hear Gregory Bowen make those statements that you've made. I've heard Keith Mitchell made the same statements in love. Hey, this is why we are doing what. And it was correct that the NDC administration, on winning the elections, fair and square, they came in and met $535 million in there. And they just started to use. And now they're realizing, hello, holy cow, what's happening here? As a matter of fact, already the Minister for Finance, that's the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, Matthew Cornwall, I think it is, yes. The Honorable Dennis Cornwall, he has started making appeal to the lenders, those who've been able to loan us money. He's started making the appeal already for relief in relation to the loans. But Carl, the interesting thing is, and this is something that I don't think we're paying attention to. When Ivan passed through here, it did a number on the entire nation. If you drive down the western side, which I did, if you drive down the western side to get into the city, I went as far as Lansepine. When you get into, you will see things in St. Mark that tell you something passed. In St. John, there are a couple of spots that will tell you, yeah, something did pass through here. Carl, you get into St. George's, you can't really tell. You can't tell that anything went through here. And that is what people are not understanding. That is the difference. And that is why the Congress is able to seemingly, remember this word, seemingly, act better than the New National Party. Because with the New National Party, the seat of government was destroyed. So Keith Mitchell had to pull that together and then start dealing with different parishes. Remember that Grenlick had to start work from Cherry Hill. This time, by what? By the Wednesday or by the Tuesday afternoon, Linda Straker was boasting that she had power in her house. And Linda lives in what? In the Marigot area. So it's a totally different situation. And I'm happy. I'm very happy that the infrastructure in the city didn't get damaged. You don't hear any, are you hearing anything about our hospital in problems in relation to power and water and whatever? No, you're not hearing that. You're not hearing a scream from the tourism belt. You're not hearing that simply because the hurricane did not affect that area. No, it tells you that if the hurricane did not affect the seaport nor the airport, you're still supposed to be able to make revenue. And if you can't, then the lending agencies are going to look at you and say, hold on, how come you're not even able to make revenue? And none of your main revenue earners have been affected that much. As a matter of fact, you should be making more. Why? Because people are going to come in to see their parents and to see their daughters and their sons and their cousins and their uncles and their aunts and their grandmothers and fathers. So you should be making more. So I don't know if now is the time to start begging, based on the fact that you would have spent it all on travels, Carl.
But Andre, the mere fact that the Attorney General lifted the state of emergency just in a matter of a day or two tells a story. Because if they believed that it was so bad, they would not have lifted the state of emergency. The second one is, you remember sometime, I think earlier in the year, when a lot of rain fell up our side of it, a lot of damages was done with water and all them kind of things. And even you said you only realized, based on Janet, where the water passed because the water almost do something similar to what Janet did. And we didn't hear all this hanky-panky and all this frigging in the rigging. No, the true nature of this economy here is being revealed. They don't have no place to hide now. So you go hear all these subtleties. But only a couple months ago, we hear 100 million barrels from the Saudis. We hear 22.5 million spent on the June and them. We heard in 23 months, and a gentleman, a young fella, meet me in Grenville at time and said, just in 23 months, $1 billion. So, like you say, we're not the custodian of all information, and you advise me where the information could be found. However, as a layman, all these big figures and them must been branded all about. How now, when it comes to the crux of the matter, we start to hear all this backing now. Something to me is disingenuous, Andre.
Manje Popot, Carl.
Something I will.
Manje Popot.
Manje Popot was the. And you see, Manje Popot arrived at the appropriate timing.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that why the speaker couldn't handle Andre purpose. But Andre, you know, I always like to have a little thing with the Ancient of Days in everything that happens. And in Mark, and in Psalms 19 verse 7, he say the law of the Lord is perfect. It converts the soul. The testimonies of the Lord is sure it makes wise the simple. So all the time we're saying that, they're saying we lie. Watch, the Ancient of Days is what you call a neutralizer. He bring Nebuchadnezzar to his knees. Nebuchadnezzar he grasped for 7 years. And when people too proud, the Ancient of Days have a way of just neutralizing everything. No, I'm not happy with what happened.
Nope.
But lessons learned. And all of us have to be part of the rebuilding thing. This selective relief and selective having people. And then you have persons in this country in general who for Ivan and Emily knew what it takes to bring back the place. So why you not consulting the people? If you is a government for and you don't want persons to call, and then when certain people receive the phone call and it don't make derogatory comments, you don't want that to happen. So you have to learn. You can just go and push in yourself where you're not seemingly wanted. However, it's about us, Andre, and the resources of the state is all of us own. I go borrow a phrase from Mr. Tillman Thomas, and nobody ought to be seen to be plundering the resources of the country, Andre. So I thought I should have made that point. But anyway, Andre, we have to be part of the thing, and I just say psychologically, all of us might have to go through that evaluation because it could affect us going forward, and that is not a good thing. So I hope that
the people who are abroad, Carl, the people who are in the diaspora, and they don't necessarily have to be doctors and nurses, but if they have friends who are doctors and friends who are nurses, maybe they can encourage their friends, hey, that 2-week vacation that you wanted to take, why not take that 2-week vacation? If that person is a psychologist, why not take that 2-week vacation in Grenada and do some pro bono work in Grenada where you can meet people, you can get into, and let them, because they're the ones who are saying that they're willing to help the Congress. So let them get in contact with a non-existent Minister for Health. Let them get in contact with him. And so that he can, if they have 10, 12 of them coming, you can have one based in every parish and a couple in Carriacou, and they work here for a couple of months or a couple of weeks pro bono and help the people of this nation because the people really need it.
You call it all hands on deck.
Most definitely, all hands on deck. So, Carl, I know you got your stuff to do. You got your cleaning up to continue with. Thank you so very much for checking in this morning. And to those who want to know, people want to know, can they call in? Yes, you can call in, but you can only call in on 442-0175, and that's a WhatsApp number. Carl, take care and thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Okay, great.
Bless.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carriacou, PD Martinique, to the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Love you, TONS.
Heard on every block, playing on every street, and jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
This is
Real FM Radio. Real FM Radio.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the Credit Union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissons.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
In Grenada, we supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissons.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Real FM. We interrupt the music to bring you this special bulletin. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Heard on every block, playing on every street, and jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. Challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you move. Which direction you going? You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk. Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
Search for happiness, you got to leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. What you do and how you're doing it. If you do when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. Corruption that's going on. Staying alive, trying to survive. That is how it is today. So as you go along your way, you got to be careful.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I have another call on the line. Let me see who it is. Good morning. Hello. I thought I had a call on the line. Oh, it says could not connect. Uh-oh. So whosoever it is, please try again. I don't know why it could not connect, but please try again. Anyway, Cynthia Bartholomew, baby daddy, what's happening? Baby daddy, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let me see if I can read something here. Let me see what is Cynthia Bartholomew saying. Baltimore lady. Baltimore. I'll be home soon to face the reality. God is good in good times and bad times. We'll pull through this with resilience. Okay, I had a call online here and I lost the call. I have no idea why the call dropped off. So whosoever it is, if you can call back, I'll be extremely, extremely happy if you can call back. For those of you wondering, those two, if you can call, yeah, it's okay. As long as you got a WhatsApp thing going. Landlines, no, they're not working as yet. Hope that we're having them working pretty soon. And we have a call coming in. Let's see if we can take this one now. And I just, okay, so it is connected. Let's see. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I kind of recognize that voice.
How are you doing?
Oh, Nimrod, is that you?
That's me. The one and only.
What's up, the Oliver guy?
I'm good. How are you doing up there? How special good morning to the people of St. Patrick's and Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. But I have to shout out St. Patrick's because I know with it that affected many lives up there, and I just want to say that I'm standing with you. We are standing with you, and together we will build back better and stronger. Remain resolute, and we will get to this.
Politicians don't always bring a smile to my face, but you just did, and I'll tell you what happened. And it has nothing to do with you saying, hey, you empathize with us up here. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Here's what happened. Politicians and a lot of people use this phrase, pleasant good morning. Now that is tautology, and what they say, pleasant good morning. But you said special good morning, and Nimrod, you made me feel very, very proud. I mean, if I was living in your constituency for that and that only, I will vote for you.
Well, it could be two things there, right? Me and you had that conversation. Yes, I'm involved in politics, and I chose to continue serving and to make my contribution in politics. But maybe even you that. Am I a politician? I don't, I don't know what the definition of a politician is because, and I'm being honest, I see myself as a people person, serving the people, and so the definition of a politician per se, I'm still trying to fit into that definition because for me it's about serving people, taking care of people, looking at their needs, seeing how best you can facilitate and to help, not only in times of disaster, but throughout their life, to make their life easier, because if you call to service, that's what it should be about, making the lives of people much better so that we can all enjoy the beauty and the tranquility of the place that we call home.
Mm-hmm. So I saw a couple of postings on social media.
You don't want the other part? You don't want the other part before we get to the social media?
Yeah, you can go.
Well, my father is a Jerome from Mount Craven.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes, I do.
So you know that Surtees and St. Patrick has a very, very special place in my heart. Now get to your social media part.
On social media, I saw that you lost all your mangoes.
Well, I'm sure you also know that Mr. Rodney has taken over the mango, and that he now deemed the tree his. So yes, he lost all his mango, and he's not too happy.
He's not too happy.
He wanted to know why the lady took all his mangoes, because he realized, well, Beryl, it's a female name, and he was kind of upset that the lady took all his mangoes.
Okay. Well, I hope that before too long, he will have back his mangoes. I hope that happens before too long. So,
by the grace of God.
You also, you don't live necessarily in or reside permanently in the constituency, but the constituency that you ran for, was St. George Northeast. What happened in that constituency, and have you been in contact with the people there, Nimrod?
Yes, I actually went through the constituency, a couple of days immediately after, and actually even today I'll be over there again. So I kind of covered most of the ground. So most of the damage to St. George Northeast was, physical in terms of vegetation. A lot of trees and so fell, and a couple roofs got damaged, but not too many. Nothing in comparison to what happened in St. David's. So it was mostly trees and vegetation falling. I guess because of the the rain and the slides and stuff like that. But all in all, it's well, no injuries, no deaths, and we thank God for that.
That's really and truly wonderful. Not the same. I invite you. I have not been to Mount Craven yet, but I invite you to take the trip up, Nim. I invite you to take the trip up before too very long.
Andre, I have to. I told you before. I have some land and thing up there. I had to come and sort out.
Oh yeah, come and show me the land so I can see.
Here no more, So. put you in charge of it, right?
Yeah, put me in. Of course. You know that. I will just have to buy Wellingtons. I already have a cutlass. So I just have to buy water boots, and I'm good.
No problem. We got that.
Nimrod, one of the things I'm happy that you called in, and because one of the things I want to quickly touch on, you have your party has 2 events. One here and one in North America, one in New York. Do you have any word on these events as to what gives at this time?
Right. So the ones in North America, the 13th. So I think they were carded for the 13th and the 14th. So the one for the 13th, which is the Exquisite Affair dinner, that would be taking place. That would be continuing. Obviously, there were some financial commitments and so with the business and all of that, and tickets being sold. So while the sympathy and the empathy would be with what's happening in Carriacou, in Petit Martinique, Sutter's, Victoria, St. Andrews, the affected areas, that event will continue. The town hall on the next day, that is going to be rescheduled. I mean, for obvious reason. While there is a need for people to, for us, for those that are in leadership here to talk to, the constituents. So I think the greater need was for the politicians, and I'll use your word now, that was carded to go be, to remain here and to be with the people and as we undertake the rebuilding process, So the town hall would be rescheduled, but the gala, not the Exquisite Affair thing they call it, that will be taking place.
Okay.
As for Grenada, the bingo, which was scheduled for the 14th of July, also we have also asked. The decision was taken by the executive of the party to push it back, and I mean, again, it's for obvious reason. The bingo was supposed to be held in St. Andrews, and right next door to St. Andrews is St. Patrick's, and we thought it would have been a bit insensitive to go ahead with the bingo while the people of St. Patrick's, the residents of St. Patrick's, are still struggling without electricity, without running water, without internet. And in a lot of cases without a roof over their head. So the focus it's on taking care of the patricians. Is that what you refer to them?
Yes, we are patricians.
The other persons in and taking care of them and we also had anticipated a big contingent from Carriacou and from Carriacou and Petit Martinique coming down to support the bingo. Obviously, that cannot take place now. And so our focus, the New National Party focus, is on helping those affected rebuild. So we requested, right to the Spice Mass and to the Ministry of Sports to forego that date, the 14th, and we requested a later date. Later on, maybe a month away from that event or so, or a week before the month, to see if we can have it then. So we await a response from the powers to be.
Here's an idea that just came to mind, bro. Maybe it might be a nice thing to readjust some of the prices. While yes, the car is a wonderful one, but maybe we can get some of the prices to be $10,000 worth of what do you call it? Material from a business place. Yeah, materials.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. An appliance plan some from coats worth be $2,000, that kind of a thing. You get a card and you can only spend it at courts for $2,000, that kind of a thing. Yeah.
So of course, well, we welcome that idea, and as you know, as the 40th anniversary committee meets, we will take up all these ideas and put it to the table. I'll tell you, we were already talking about definitely having a portion of the proceeds from the bingo going directly towards the victims that are affected by the destruction of Hurricane Beryl. So, stuff like that, as well as the suggestion that you just made, we would try to incorporate as much as we can to make sure that it's not just seen as a fundraiser for the new national party, but rather as a way of the new national party giving back and continuing to take care of the residents and citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Mat.
Well, that is really wonderful. That's really wonderful, and I dare say that you probably might have some word on your political leader and the rest of the executive. How are they doing at this time?
Everyone is doing as best as we can given the circumstance. Well, as you know, you probably heard, we were all worried about Brother Cox, because initially I think it took us maybe 48 hours to get in touch with him initially, because with the devastation in Carriacou. But since then, we've been in constant contact, planning, strategizing, and trying to make meaningful contribution towards the rebuilding and the cleaning up of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The team was able to roll out a couple initiatives yesterday, and over the weekend rather, and there's quite a few more in the making. So together, we are conversing, we are talking, putting ideas together, and then implementing these ideas and plans in a very meaningful way that would, affect and have very, very, very meaningful impact on those affected.
I saw that on and I don't know if you just spoke about it because I was distracted doing something else that just popped up on my screen and I had to handle it. But I saw that some toilets are going to be placed at strategic points throughout the island. But what was thing to see is that on that I saw the NNP logo at the top left-hand corner of that. Is that an NNP initiative?
It is an NNP initiative. The Wheels on Meals is also an NNP initiative. And there's a couple more, like I said, that are being worked on. And maybe at your next program, Sister Emmeline Pierre would come on and talk more in details about the planning and the implementation of these initiatives.
Okay. Well, I can't say for certain that we can go to that magnitude, or we should go to that magnitude in St. Patrick, but I believe that with some persons doing some legwork, one maybe can understand, and maybe at least one hot meal per day can be provided for some of the elderly that are directly affected here in St. Patrick. I realize how y'all forget about us. I'm just trying to make a plea for us.
Andre, at the beginning of the conversation, we already established what St. Patrick's means to us. And St. Patrick's and Patricians has always been has always been a top priority for the new National Party. So of course, no, we would not, we would never ever forget that. And so as a yeoman in the St. Patrick's community, both West and East, maybe if you you come up with the need and you see the necessity for it and you relay that, we could take it from there and build on it,
So are you saying that if I find people who are in need, you'll be willing to assist?
Why would we not?
I have to ask.
What the new national.
No, I have to ask the questions. I cannot preempt.
I think you asked the question already knowing what the answer would be.
Well, I must be a genius.
Yeah, you are a genius, indeed.
But it's nice to know. It's nice to know that your party continues to do stuff, even if your party is not the ruling party, but you continue to do stuff in relation to ensuring that people of the nation who have been affected are as comfortable as they can be at this particular point in time. And any of you going up anytime soon to mix and mingle with Nolan for a bit?
Yes, well, Brother Cox, he did come down and we were able to organize him with a few much needed supplies and so he was down a day last week and just for the day just to organize and sort out certain necessities. And since then we've been sending stuff up on an almost daily basis. I actually in the house now talking to you because I wanted to speak to you before I leave, but I'm getting ready to leave to head down to the boat to get some more supplies on the boat to send up today. And the plan is, yes, this week a couple of us, including the senior members of the new National Party, would be making the trip up to Carriacou and PT Martin.
Okay, great. Well, it's wonderful to hear that you guys are not missing the boat, as to put it in local plans.
No. Yeah, listen, Andrew, this tragedy, this devastation is not just a photo op, right? It's about sitting back. Well, you can't really sit back too much, but taking time to evaluate and to analyze and see what's most needed. So while folks might think, well, we in the government or whatever, and we went up there and we show that we are there by taking a few pictures and put it online. But what is that doing for the people? What did you really bring to offer to the people to help them and to show them that they're not going to remain in the positions and the conditions that they have? It's all well and good, the photo op, but I don't even think that it's right to and I mean, maybe that's just my thinking, to just go there and show that you're there and take a couple pictures and put it on Facebook and people say, yeah, that's leadership. What's leadership about taking some pictures of people in their worst moments to put it on Facebook and Instagram? I beg to differ with that. Like I said, I went through my constituency, the constituency that I ran in and is taken care of now for the new National Party. I didn't take one picture. There was no need to. But that's just me. That's Nimrod Olivier, right?
How many votes?
I can't speak for anybody on the other side.
How many votes did you lose by?
A lot.
No, for real. How many votes? How many votes did you lose by?
It was a lot. I lost badly.
Okay, but look, according to the senator in St. Mark, you did not lose. Just leave it at that. I'm just letting you know.
Listen, we have school children listening, so we cannot dumb down our school children, right? So I wouldn't go there. We have children listening, and it's our responsibility to always be in a teaching mode. So I would not go there. I did not win.
I did not lose.
I did not win, so I did lose.
I did not lose.
Well, loss is probably the wrong context in the English language. But I did not win. And I did lose. So,
What?
And we will leave it as that.
Nimrod, I went to Heinz School, and I went to school there before you, so I can tell you, I did not lose. You can say what you want.
And I'm quite sure if Mr. Seeley or Miss Toth heard you using such language, you know that strap that Seeley had there, what would have happened?
That time,
and or Miss Ursula Antoine, God bless her soul, hear you using such language, you know what would happen.
I would have been lost then.
Well, more so, I can't use that language because in GBSS, you know who was my English teacher?
Who's that?
Take a guess.
Not the guy who controlled Alcatraz. Not that guy. Oh my God.
Listen, let me tell you something. It was so bad. It was so great English teacher, but because of the control and the drive to perform and you had to do your very best, we were actually contemplating sitting CXC English language in Form 3, Andre. That is no joke.
Yeah.
And it was people, and look how we come full circle now with children doing subjects and things in Form 1 and Form 2 in a couple of schools in Grenada here. Mm-hmm. But we were actually, we got together and we petitioned and he was going to let us do it. But people like Miss Ursula Antoine and so stepped in and thought we were too young and our brains were not fully developed and we have all the time. But we end up doing English in Form 4, and I made it my duty that we had to pass it. So myself and Timothy Antoine and Nisona Whiteman and a few of us, we did do English and maths in Form 4 because we did not want to have to do another year of English under Victor Ashby.
Under Victor
we were well
Ashby.
prepared.
Okay.
So,
now quickly here. Here's something that you should note, that there is a lady who's in Baltimore. She was planning to attend the Exquisite Affair. And she's saying that based on what she's been hearing, it will not take place.
I am God's PL and no major destruction in New York City. I am 100% confident and sure that the event on the 13th, Saturday, the Exquisite Affair will take place. It will take place, yes. It will be taking place.
It will be taking place because apparently that person's saying that they're hearing that it will not be taking place because they talked to someone on the They're saying that they talked to someone on the executive in New York yesterday, and the person said that to them. So I don't know if there's some mixing up as to the event on the Exquisite Affair and the town hall. Like I said, the town hall is off. It will be scheduled, but the Exquisite Affair it is taking place on Saturday. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I was reviewing the tentative schedule of activities for the night and stuff like that. So it is taking place. If you want to share her my number with her offline. No, she would
probably have numbers for.
She would just need to get in contact with that person again and have another conversation with them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that'd be the best thing.
Do that and they'll take it. Yeah. But it's definitely happening.
Nim, so I can tell you. Let me give you in a nutshell. Real FM. Thank God we suffered no damage per se. The little structural thing to the roof, of course, someone has to go up there to double check it, but there's absolutely no water damage. A bit of wind damage. One pane of glass in a window got broken, and then the antenna on top of the building that got broken off. So we have to reattach that.
So what about the one in the mountain? Were you able
to
send a drone up there to source it out?
Well, as a matter of fact, I've been trying to reach the guy with the drone, and I'm gonna try to reach him again today, so we can do a drone flying to go check and see, what's the situation. But the one I'm fingers crossed The one in Grandetang doesn't look like there's been any damage. Fingers crossed at this time. But we will have to wait and see what happens.
So, Andre, you have a lot of friends in high places, and you are, you make a significant contribution to society, especially the northern part of the island. So, maybe you could call friend up when he's going on one of those helicopter rides, and he could probably scope the one out in the mountain for you and send some pictures back so you know what's going on. I think you can make that call.
But yeah, they like taking pictures. My friends like taking pictures, so they might take a picture. Nimrod, stop it. Stop it.
There you go.
Stop it.
There you go. No, you should see my face now. You probably might hear a cackle in my voice, but I'm serious.
Yeah, but
hey, listen, it's all in the name of community service, right? We have to. This is a crisis, and we have to all contribute in whatever way we can.
But in any event, I mean, damage or no damage, the situation is we still have to wait on Grenlec to get back there with their power, because the power is off, definitely. And we don't know what damage the lines from Grenlec would have suffered going up there. Now, speaking of this, with you... Sure. Go ahead.
So right now it's only online broadcasting you have? Is that what you said?
Yes. I have online on the website and online on the YouTube channel.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So that's the present we have. Now, as you're there, I want you to be witness to some of the comments I'm about to make. And they're very good comments. And I don't necessarily have excellent comments all the time, as you know me. Very good comments.
Yes.
First and foremost, and I can only speak in my area, my location, in relation to this one. I can only speak because I can only speak to thing. Nawasa, you have thumbs up. Okay? And if I was to give 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, Nawasa, you got a 10 in my area and in most of St. Patrick. Nawasa, you have, not all of St. Patrick, but most of St. Patrick. Nawasa, in most of St. Patrick, you probably get a 8.5. 8.5, 9. But in my area, Nawasa, you got a 10 out of 10. And I don't always give Nawasa 10s out of 10 like that. It doesn't get, Nawasa doesn't get that. All right? Now, Grenlec. Totally over the entire island, meaning mainland Grenada, Grenlec, I believe that you deserve a 8.75, bordering 9. You deserve that. You got Linda Stricker. You gave Linda Stricker power like within 12 hours of the storm. And Linda was very happy. So Linda should be writing a big article for you, Grenlec, and thanking you for giving her power so she can use her fingers on the keyboards. So, right. Throughout the island, though, they I believe that they continue, of course, and they've been doing a sterling job. So I give them 8.75 thereabouts. Flow at Real FM here, when I got here, and of course everything is down, so there's no way to test flow because there's no power. But when we got power, there was internet instantly from Flow. And I have to here at the studios, and to the people I believe who have fiber optic, I have to give Flow a 9. Can't give them a 10, I have to give them a 9 because there are a couple of, and still continue to be a couple of drops. At my home, I'm giving them a 5 because I ain't have internet yet at home. So I give them 5. As a matter of fact, I give them lower than 5. I give them 2. And as a matter of fact, I give them 0 because I ain't have internet at home. Yes, I'm selfish like that, you can say. I ain't have internet at home, so I give them 0. So that aside, Nimrod, I believe that the utility companies, i.e. Nawasa, i.e. Grenlec, i.e. The communications flow, Digicel, overall, they came out with, I think they'll come out with an 8. Overall, everybody included, I think our utility companies will come out with an 8. And that has only happened because with the experience of the 2 past situations, i.e. Ivan, i.e. Emily, people are better able to handle in these companies. I rest my case. Anything to add?
So Andre, I want to also echo your sentiments, but I will even go forward. I want to say thank you, heartfelt thank you to the workers of these utility companies. Oftentimes, we sit at home and we're like, oh God, we don't have electricity, we don't have water, and not realizing that it's persons just like us, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, that actually has to brave the elements and or the destruction caused by the elements to restore these services for us. And I've seen a couple of posts around from the Nawasa and the Grenlec where the employees having to go through treacherous locations to ensure that stuff is restored. One of the posts which I shared, it was a Grenlec worker actually having a young lad, I don't know, maybe about 9-10 years old, contribute towards splicing a wire for the connection. And so to me, that in whatever way it is, in its simplest form, that worker was able to incorporate a young person contributing towards the restoration of utilities. So I want to say a special thank you. I want to thank the nurses and the doctors, the police officers that have to leave their own families, right, during this trying time to go out and provide these services. I mean, I myself, let me share a little joke. I was telling some guys that. So Rodney left on Saturday, right before the storm. He went up to be with his mom in New York on Saturday. So I'm literally in the house by myself. So of course, I lost power. I lost water, but I was here riding out Beryl by myself. I literally, I've dealt with storms and hurricanes a lot, from mainland Northern America to the Middle East. I mean, you don't want to be in the desert in the Middle East and there's a storm going through the desert. It's because now you're dealing with wind and sand, but that's a whole different story. But so I was here, and so during the actual hurricane, I wasn't that fearful. I mean, in that, all right, I'm in the house, I'm here alone, I'm good. You know when I got scared? When all was done and said, and it was nighttime, and time to go to bed, and I realized there's no Rodney with me, and it's just me in the house. I don't know if that's normal, but I got a little scared. I'm like, man, so flow, I had flows, the service was party. Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to call as much people as I can to keep me a little company. I didn't tell them why I was calling, but really that's what it was. So it's great that we're able to get back the services so that we can stay in contact. To those of us that have family in Carriacou, it was very touchy. I have a sister and some aunts and some cousins and so up there, and not being able to get in contact with them for at least 72 hours or so. It was very, 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 very heart-wrenching. But by the grace of God, I mean, look, one of the things we are not talking about much, because yes, the devastation is great in Carriacou, in Pitimatnik, in St. Patrick's, in St. Andrew. But Andre, if this hurricane had hit the shores of Grenada in the nighttime, we probably could have been having a lot different conversation now, right?
Most definitely.
Probably be talking about a lot more death and how much more we have to bury and this and that. So in a way, it's a blessing that it came in the day. and that, you know what, not the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique was totally destroyed, you know, because that would have been a very, very daunting task. So again, kudos to all those, you know, all the volunteers. Before I go, Andre, you know, one of the things that struck me also, and I didn't cry, and I have no apologies in saying it, I did not cry in public because of where I was, but one of the first trip, the boats coming back from Carriacou, the Osprey that is, and so I was there. I went to meet some folks from New York that had gotten stuck, and they have NYPD family, so NYPD had reached out to me to try and assist, you know, for them to come down so that they can get back to the States. And so I went by the boat, and standing there, right, the pain, the anguish, the confusion, the dismay that I saw in the faces of the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique that was on that boat getting off by the fire station there, it touched my heart, right? And that's when it kind of dawned on me, look, we really have no clue. We can see all the pictures and all the videos, but we really don't have a full understanding of the devastation. And I'm no expert, but I've dealt with a lot of tragedies. I've been in a lot of places that were demolished, probably some of them, you know, man-made, some, you know, naturally demolished. And so I know what destruction is. But seeing the hurt and the pain, the confusion, the tears started coming up, and I had to say, Nimrod, you're standing by the fire station with hundreds of people around, and you can't cry. But when I came home, I did have a moment, because, you know, and the folks that I went to meet, they were 70-something, 60-something, 80-something years. It was 5 of them, and they ended up by my house. First of all, the boat reached in at 8:10, about 10 past 8. They were not able to get off the boat until about 8:35, and then we still had to wait like another half an hour just to get the bag. So just to give you an idea of how crowded that boat was. And then we got home, and by the time I got home, it was now like after 9, 10, yeah, almost minutes to 10, and they're like, I'm like, you guys hungry? They're like, we haven't had a cooked meal in like 3 days.
Oh, no.
3 days.
Wow.
And so, of course, you know, yeah. So there it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm whipping up some, you know, some fish and some rice and peas and some stewed chicken. And so thank God I always have things seasoned in the house. But just hearing those words, you know, it kind of take me back to Hurricane Katrina in
New Orleans.
In New York City, and in New Orleans rather. And Katrina devastated New Orleans and so on. So being a part of the military, that was part of our mission, because I was a member of the CBs. The CBs now is a construction battalion, so that's what you do. You rebuild, right? Or you build new things and stuff like that. But we'll have that conversation at
the appropriate time.
So I saw firsthand the devastation. Yes, I saw firsthand the devastation with these storms. Then being in New York City for Sandy. Remember when we had that storm Sandy in New York? Again, working as a police officer and seeing it. And then, of course, you know, 9/11. So, but when it's this close to home, not that the others were not close to home, but this is your family. My nephew came down for some supplies, and he just run and give me a big, and you know us men about showing emotions. And one big old hug, uncle, I made it through. You know, look, we could laugh now and one of my other nephews talking about 3 grown men. Andrew, you know I'm not a small guy, and all 3 are bigger than me, and they're telling me that they were all under a bed, hiding. And I couldn't help, and I asked, well, how did 3 of you all fit under the bed?
Yeah.
And they're like, we fit. And we felt like the wall was coming down to crush us on top of this bed. You know, so these are some of the first-hand accounts. But by the grace of God, we will prevail. Grenada is a very resolute nation. We, with the new National Party, stand together with each and every Grenadian, regardless of your political affiliation, to help build our country back bigger and better, so that we can be better prepared for any pending storm. And we pray to God, I know it's early in the season, but we pray that God have his covering mercies over us as a nation, because we know we are not equipped and prepared for any more major devastation for this hurricane season.
Do you happen to have a generator?
Do I have one? Yeah, the one I
A
have
friend of mine's in
is-
Carriacou
I-
needs a generator. That's what I'm asking.
Right. So the one I had, I already well, actually, that, remember I tell you I had to go by the boat, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm organizing to go send up for my aunt up there,
Okay.
along with some other supplies for Brother Cox.
Okay.
But I procured some others. It probably might take about 2 weeks to get here, so
So
we'll
please,
keep in touch regards to that.
please,
I know people
yeah,
want
please,
it and they want it now.
earmark one for my friend in Carriacou. I'll let you know who it is.
Yeah. I ordered about 15 or 20 of them, Andre. So
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll work on that.
We will see.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, my brother. Have a wonderful one.
I will try. Again, I'm still waiting on that broth your promise to make for me. And every time we talk, I'll remind you. But that's neither here nor there.
Goodbye, Mr. Nimrod.
I mean, you're not going to answer. And I'll even go further. The last time I saw you, I delivered on my end, because I've always promised you when I go fishing, I would save some fish for you and so on. The last time I saw you, which is maybe 2 months ago, you did get your fish, right?
You
told me you would invite me up to St. Patrick's. Yeah, I'm putting your business out there. You told me.
Not my business. You reproaching me. You just reproaching me for 2 old pieces of fish. You reproaching me. Don't worry. I nothing.
Is old piece of fish? So why did you take 2 bags?
Well, that's what you give.
Why did you take 2 bags?
That's what you give. If you have given 3, I would have taken 3.
You'd have taken 3. So, in closing, I think this is a good time to invite me up to St. Patrick's now, so that we could do a little walkthrough, and I can finally get that long promise.
Can't get that. All the fish and everything that I had in the fridge spoiled. Because we didn't have power. We didn't have power from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You've been, and that is fine, but you've been to the resident, and you know that the Rasta man don't eat no dead ass. You know the Rasta man.
No, I said fish. Yeah, all the fish I had spoiled.
But all you had to do is say, Nimrod, walk with some fish when you come in.
Well, no, I wouldn't let you do that. I'll come and get it. Have a nice day, brother. Take care of yourself, my brother. All right, be good now. Okay, good. Bye-bye. It's real, it's 91, 18 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour. Good morning, Grenada, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. How you folks doing? Station with a difference. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Heard on every block, playing on every street, and jamming worldwide. This is Real FM.
This is
Real FM Radio. Real FM Radio.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the Credit Union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissy.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissy.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and